It's time for good energy, and I'm Dr. Julie. And today we are on day 49, sound or hearing, and we're talking about the ticking of the clock. All right, things you need today: if you have some sort of consistent ticking device, whether it be a clock or it be a metronome or it be a watch or something that has a consistent click to it. That is your prop today. Let's go ahead and get into our basics. So take a deep breath in and release. Take a deep breath in, breathe all the way up into those ribs. Start all the way down here, fill those lower ribs in the back and up into the top. Breathe in. All the way up to the top. And out. Now, think about any garbage that's been bothering you today. Maybe you didn't sleep well last night. Keep that in your mind. Take a deep breath in. See where you can find it in your body. Breathe in. And release. I'm feeling it up in the shoulder today. A little tight up there. We'll see what today's Bodyful does. All right, so we're talking about the sense of hearing, and we've done this in vision, we're talking about the ticking of the clock, and the fact that when we hear something that has a consistent beat to it, we start to group things together. So, for example, if you listen to this, all right, it's a very consistent beat, but we don't necessarily hear it as individual steps. We start to try to put it together. For those of us who are musicians or did dance, we start to count 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For those of us who don't do music or dance, we might just experience it more as a tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. We start to apply groupings to the sounds. So the question is, why do we do that? Why do we take sound that is consistently the same, the ticking of a clock, the beating of a drum? Why do our brains start to take it and put it together? Mostly because it's really hard to listen to something that just does the same thing over and over again without applying our brain, our thoughts, our patterns into that. I had listened to a really funny podcast with Adam Grant, and he talked about the fact that you can't clap the song in your head and have somebody recognize it. So now, you may not know what that beat is, but in my head you should, because I took and put it to an existing sound frame, because it is much easier for me to remember it that way. So if you didn't get it, it's "Here Comes the Bride." But because you didn't have the existing framework to put it in there, it just came out as, now you can't unhear it. But the idea is that when we hear things, when we perceive them within an already existing framework in our head. It is very hard to perceive individual beats as just single existing beats. We start to have to play with them. We start to have to do things with them. And that's where mindfulness comes in. That's where bodyful awareness comes in. The idea that if you can try to catch yourself from trying to put the pattern on the sound, then you're a little bit more aware than most of us. If you can catch yourself from applying a framework that you already had, this is the reason why we mishear music. For the longest time, I would hear Walking in the Winter Wonderland as, "In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is parched and brown." I had no clue why the snowman had to be parched and brown, but that is what I always heard. I always heard parched and brown until I got a look at the words and realized it was parson brown, because I had no framework for a parson. When I was growing up, there were no parsons. I had pastors, there were priests, there were, fathers, but there were no parsons. Why would I even think to perceive the word parson? So when you listen, if you can even just listen to the simple ticking of a metronome and keep yourself from hearing a pattern, or catch yourself when you want to put a pattern in there, that is an act of mindfulness. That is an act of awareness, because we want to put our own brains and minds onto what we're hearing. All right, this should ignite any of your favorite lyric misrememberings. So if you have a bunch of those, please share them with people around you, and maybe just share them in the video. But always keep your idea, oh yes, bathroom on the right, indeed. Bad moon on the rise, bathroom on the right, always works. So yes, this should ignite a really good conversation about misheard lyrics, because that is where your head is coming from applied onto what you're hearing. I hope you are having a great day. Let's finish out with our breaths. Take a breath in and release. All right. I hope you're having a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Take care.